Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts that all arms of the government are working unitedly and rapidly to deal with COVID-19 situation. Nagaland Health Department says vaccination for age group of 18 to 44 years will commence only when state receives vaccine from suppliers. Equipments of oxygen generation plant allotted in Nagaland arrived in Dimapur, and Nagaland records single highest spike of COVID cases numbering to 226. As the number of COVID cases are on the rise, we appeal to our listeners to take all the precautions and all those above 18 years of age to get vaccinated without any hesitation. The vaccination for the persons of ages between 18 and 44 would begin from 1st of May at designated facilities. Stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, focus on hand and face hygiene, and maintain a distance of 2 yards for social distancing. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today asserted that all arms of the government are working unitedly and rapidly to deal with the COVID-19 situation in the country and urged union ministers to stay in touch with people of their respective regions, help them and keep getting their feedback. He stressed the need to ensure that issues at the local level are promptly identified and addressed. Modi stated this during the Council of Ministers meeting held virtually to discuss the situation arising out of the second wave of COVID in the country. The Council of Ministers noted that the present pandemic crisis is once-in-a-century crisis and has thrown a big challenge for the world. Nagaland Health Department has said that a vaccination of age group of 18 to 44 years will commence only when the state receives the vaccine from the suppliers. In a press release, State Immunization Officer Dr. Ritu Turu said the state has received a letter from Serum Institute India (SII) stating that the institute will be supplying 36,580 doses of Covishield. He, however, said the state is processing to procure 4 lakh doses to begin its third phase of COVID vaccination. He said though registration in the self-registration.govin.gov.in and Arogya Setu app will continue to register new beneficiaries, booking for the age group of 18 to 44 years will start only when the state announces the date for commencement of vaccination. Dr. Tur also informed that a new registration for healthcare and frontline workers will be restricted from tomorrow in the Govin app. The State Immunization Officer further said pre-registered, non-vaccinated beneficiaries can be entertained. The equipments for pressure swing absorption, PSA, oxygen generation plant allotted in Nagaland have arrived Dimapur today. Health Minister S. Pangyapom in a tweet informed that the oxygen plant for Naga Hospital Authority Kohima and District Hospitals Dimapur and Mogochung has landed Dimapur Airport today. He said the equipments will be shifted to the 3 locations and installations will be done on a war footing. The Health Minister thanked the Indian Air Force for airlifting the equipments. Chief Minister Nipuryu expressed his gratitude to the Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh for ensuring air transport of the equipments for the 3 oxygen plants for Dimapur, Kohima and Mogochung district hospitals. Rio in a tweet said, "This will enable us to have consistent oxygen supply for effective management of COVID cases." The Chief Minister on April 28 had written a letter to the Union Minister requesting for airlifting the oxygen plants. Nagaland recorded a single-day higher spike of COVID-19 cases for this year after 226 positive cases were reported today. Health Minister S. Pangyapom in a tweet said 137 were detected from Dimapur, 74 in Kohima, 10 in Tuensang, 2 in Wokha, and 1 each in Mon, Peren and Zonuputo. In addition, 12 patients have also recovered, which include 8 from Dimapur and 2 each from Kohima Mogochung. With this, the total confirmed cases have increased to 13,976, while 12,224 positive patients have recovered from the infection. The state's active cases have climbed to 1,261. The number of total active cases of COVID-19 in the country further swelled up today to comprise nearly 16.90% of the total reported cases. The Health Ministry has informed that currently over 31,70,000 people are reported to be suffering from the viral pandemic and are either hospitalized or are under home isolation. In the last 24 hours, the nation registered nearly 3,86,000 new COVID cases. With this, the recovery rate has further slipped to 81.99%. So far, over 1,53 lakh people have recovered from the COVID-19 infection in the country. 10 states, including Maharashtra, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Kerala, continue to be the major hotspots of the viral pandemic. Nearly 75% of the new cases are reported from these 10 states. The Health Ministry has informed that 3,498 COVID-related deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the cumulative toll to 2,08,330. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to the news bulletin on our YouTube channel, AIR News Kohima. Centre has said that the national directives for COVID-19 management will continue to be strictly followed throughout the country till 31st May this year. Ministry of Home Affairs has directed all states and union territories to consider the containment measures for immediate implementation based on the assessment of the situation. It has asked them to implement the necessary containment measures under the relevant provisions of the Disaster Management Act. Earlier in its advisory, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare had asked the states and union territories to identify districts where either the test positivity had been more than 10% or bed occupancy was more than 60%. The ministry had said that the districts fulfilling any of the two criteria should be considered for taking intensive and local containment measures. The Finance Ministry has decided to provide an additional amount of up to 15,000 crore rupees to states as interest-free 50-year loan for spending on capital projects. The Department of Expenditure has issued fresh guidelines in this regard on the scheme of financial assistance to states for capital expenditure for the financial year 2021-22. Capital expenditure creates employment, especially for the poor and unskilled, and has high multiplier effect, enhances the future productive capacity of the economy, and results in a higher rate of economic growth. The Finance Ministry said, despite the adverse financial position of the centre, it was decided last year to launch a scheme for special assistance to states for capital expenditure. Under the scheme, financial assistance is provided to the state governments in the form of 50-year interest-free loan. An amount not exceeding 12,000 crore rupees was earmarked for the scheme for the financial year 2020-21, and a sum of over 11,830 crore rupees was released to the states. Bharat Biotech yesterday reduced the cost of Covaxin vaccine for state governments. It will now cost 400 rupees per dose for state governments instead of the earlier price of 600 rupees per dose. Bharat Biotech has said the decision has been taken, recognizing enormous challenges being faced by the public health care system. The Covaxin will cost 1,200 rupees per dose for private hospitals. The price of vaccines for export is $15 to $20. Earlier, the price of Covishield vaccine for states was also reduced from 40 to 300 rupees. Aviation regulator DGCA today extended the suspension of international commercial passenger flight services till the 31st of May this year. Scheduled international flight operations were suspended from March 23rd last year in the wake of the ongoing pandemic in the country. However, DGCA said that international scheduled flights will be allowed on select routes by the competent authority on a case-to-case basis. The restriction will not apply to cargo flights and flights specially approved by the aviation regulator. Kohima District Task Force on COVID-19 in an emergency meeting held yesterday decided to implement certain measures in the district as per the consolidated guidelines issued by the state government. During the meeting, the DTF on regulation of entry point at Kusama Checkgate decided to delegate Senior SP Kohima to regulate and implement necessary measure for the commuters. It also decided to implement 50% of passenger occupancy in the vehicles. In regard to the opening and closure of markets, it was decided to curtail the movement of people in crowded places in which KMC has been entrusted to work on its implementation. The DTA further decided to let other organizations assist. Besides, all Kohima ward municipal panchayats will assist in the implementation of COVID-appropriate behavior in the district. The National Commission for Women has launched a WhatsApp helpline number for providing emergency medical assistance to pregnant women. The number is 9354 954224. I repeat, 9354 954224. The move came after National Commission for Women noticed that pregnant women were facing difficulty in accessing medical aid. Expectant mothers from across the country can reach out to the Commission through this number, which will be functional round the clock. A dedicated team is looking after speedy redressal of grievances. The Commission can also be reached on the email help@ncw@gmail.com. And now 20 News, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts that all arms of the government are working unitedly and rapidly to deal with COVID-19 situation. Nagaland Health Department says vaccination for age group of 18 to 44 years will commence only when the state receives vaccine from suppliers. Equipments of oxygen generation plant allotted to Nagaland arrived in Dimapur. And Nagaland records single highest spike of COVID cases, numbering 226. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.